Was your car really repaired correctly?
Spoiler alert, maybe not.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Airing of Grievances. My name is Eric Raymer. That's Robert Grieve. And as always, it's a privilege to spend time with you on a Saturday morning or any time that you're tuning in. And we're grateful for you taking time out of your day to join us for ours. Rob, we've got a humdinger today. And when I say hum and dinger, I'm not kidding.
It's all of the above.
We're talking about a 2021 Toyota Sequoia, beautiful vehicle.
Stunning.
Except not so much.
Was.
Before it got repaired. And then it got repaired. So let's start at the beginning. Let's talk about...
First off, happy Saturday to you.
Oh my gosh, yeah, how could I forget? Happy Saturday.
My dear friends, thank you so much for tuning in and always being with us.
Yeah.
We love our tribe, and thank you for spending some time with us.
I charged the batteries for the microphone and the camera, so
aren't you special?
We should be able to get through the entire episode today. So, Rob, where do we begin with this vehicle?
Well, we begin with this gentleman called a shop. Let's back up even further.
Yeah.
The gentleman is sitting maybe at a traffic light or something, stopped, and somebody rear ends him.
Okay.
I think I might have even said this on our last video. Your life just changed.
Yeah.
Because of what you're going to have to go through.
Right.
To get your vehicle repaired, and we're going to talk about this particular journey.
We mentioned from time to time that the things you have to go through to get your vehicle properly repaired today are significantly different.
And what they have been.
Right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
All right, so he was hit in the back.
Yep.
No fault of his own.
Nothing he could do.
And, we ask the question all the time, are you prepared for an accident? And what level of preparation do you have?
They don't teach us this in school.
No. But the great majority of us would answer, well, I've got my insurance card in my wallet.
Or it's in the glove box.
Yeah.
But that's going to be your first call because of the trust. That's what your insurer is there for, to be there when a significant event like this happens.
Right.
And in this particular case, for whatever reason, he decided to go through his own policy. So he's called his own insurance company and filed a claim, and they were nice enough to recommend some shops for him to take it to. And because he trusts his insurer,
Yeah.
because they're supposed to have your best interest at heart,
Keyword supposed to.
he went and took it to one of their shops.
One of their partner shops. We call
Yes.
those DRPs.
Yep, and we've talked enough about them. And then he calls to check up on it, and the person on the other end of the phone at the shop says, yes, we're just waiting for the black emblems to come in from, like, Amazon or something. And he's thinking, is Amazon? Why is anything from Amazon going on my beautiful Sequoia?
Right.
And that got him thinking, and he started to do a little research and gave us a call. This is all on a Friday.
Okay.
And I spoke to him. I said, really, there's not really much I can do until you pick up the vehicle and I get some paperwork.
All right.
And then maybe I can put you at ease. He calls an hour later, says, I'm going to pick up the vehicle. I'll be down. And showed up that day with the vehicle.
This is the beginning of what we call a post-repair inspection.
Yes. Yes. And you know, from distance walking up on it, right, may not be too bad. The closer you get, the more you fiddle around. There were some deficiencies.
The closer you look, the more you see.
Yeah.
The more you see, the worse for thee.
So, we don't normally go down on the shop floor and take video footage of anything, but if you were just to take a picture or walk past the truck, many of these things you would not see. So we decided that we would video some of these things. Yeah. And so I'm not sure how you want to get into that, but we can start with the gaps that the guest noticed.
Yep.
That was the start. So if you look at the driver's side gaps, they look fairly uniform.
Yeah.
And nice. But then you go over to the passenger side gaps of this tailgate.
Yes.
Hitting the rear. So of the tailgate. And you'll see that they are much wider.
It's the Grand Canyon.
And, naturally that's indicative of something's not right.
Right.
Something, whether it needs hinges or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
Then while I was there, I pushed on the taillight, and the taillight was loose. Why is it loose? I have no idea. Does it not have the hardware attaching it properly? I don't know what.
Right.
Why. We'd have to take the thing apart to find out. Maybe the nut's not even there. Maybe the taillight's broken. I don't know.
Okay.
But pretty certain it wasn't that way from the factory.
100%.
What do we go to next? There's these side moldings that go down the side of the window.
Yeah.
So we just touched them. They're all loose, like gonna fly off.
The side moldings are all loose.
Yeah, they're loose. By the way, I should say that this family is now moving from Colorado to the East Coast. So they're going to get in this car, they're going to drive there, and I'm not sure what's going to be attached by the time they get to the East Coast. They're that loose. But you wouldn't see that in the picture, and you wouldn't see that walking by, and if you came to pick it up, you wouldn't notice that. We just happen to know that these things are incredibly delicate.
Yeah.
And doink, doink, they're, all loose.
Right.
So as long as those things are loose, the next thing I do is touch the spoiler to make sure the spoiler is attached on the tailgate.
Yeah.
Because if that spoiler is not attached properly, it can fly off. If you're going 70 miles an hour, it's now a projectile.
Yeah,
it's not heading at you, it's heading at somebody else.
This is the thing that the air goes over, and it causes a ripple in the air, right? So,
yeah.
Okay.
So that was a little bit of an issue. And while I had the spoiler, obviously was not attached properly, I saw a hole. That hole is supposed to have a cover. Why bother putting that in if you're going to put the spoiler on top of it? Who's going to know? But, so where do we go to next? I think at this point, I opened up the tailgate.
Right.
And lo and behold, there's a loose bolt that's supposed to be holding the bumper on. Now, of course, there's several other bolts, so the bumper's not going to come off. But that bolt is sitting there just clear as day,
Right.
not attached properly. And there was another little bolt sitting in there that we don't know where that particular thing came from. And then I noticed that the headliner was hanging down. That's the piece when you're sitting in the car, you look up at the ceiling inside the car.
Yeah.
That whole piece is called a headliner.
Okay.
And I noticed there was a gap up there. But before we get to that gap, you'll notice that on either side of the tailgate on the inside, there's also two holes that don't have covers, which is really convenient because if the rain and water is coming in through the top, now it has a place to come out. Not really, folks. There's supposed to be covers on that as well. There's not supposed to
Absolutely.
be water going in there.
Right.
Not like that.
Right.
But then we looked at the headliner, and I said, it's you can see it's loose.
Right.
So I touch it, and the thing just burp.
It's broken.
It's not attached, that's for sure. All the attaching points are either broken or not fully attached properly.
How about the wiring harness on the inside?
And then there's the wiring harness on the inside that they have plastic attaching that attaches it to holes in the roof. Some of those are broken as well, which they're not easy to find if you can find them at all. Sometimes you need a whole new harness for that.
And if it's not secured, it's going to vibrate.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let's talk about seam sealer.
Seam sealer. So when Toyota parts, most manufacturers actually, but this is a Toyota. Toyota parts come and they don't have seam sealer on them. You have to put the seam sealer on them.
What is the purpose of seam sealer?
It is a corrosion protection method because there's a seam there where the outer panel wraps around the inner frame of the tailgate.
Right.
Or the same thing for a hood and the same thing for a door. They're made up of several components.
Yep.
The factory, pinches all that together and then puts a bead of seam sealer around. The replacement parts come, but they don't have that seam sealer on. You have to put that on at the shop.
And it should be done.
It's there for a reason,
Yeah.
number one. And number two, anybody that's going to buy your car that knows anything about it is going to notice that the seam sealer is not there. And now, what happened to the car?
Right.
And it's going to cost you money as a consumer.
Yeah. And we're talking about the seam around the gate.
Yep.
Let's
And
talk-
it should look like, I think I have a little video of the door.
Yes.
That's got the seam sealer there and it's painted.
Right.
That's what the gate is supposed to look like.
All right. Let's talk about that's the inside of the gate. Let's drop the gate down again. And let's talk about you have a nifty little device that you go and take measurements, and I'm not exactly sure how it works. It's radar or sonar or LiDAR or something. I'm not sure how it works, but walk us through this video.
Okay, what you're looking at here is what's called a mill gauge. And a mill gauge typically is to measure paint film thickness. Less paint is better than more paint.
Okay.
So I saw some like sand scratches, and this tailgate is brand new tailgate.
Yeah.
From Toyota.
Okay.
And I noticed some sand scratches, this sand scratch swelling. It's hard to explain and it's really hard to photograph. But I noticed it and I said, I'm not sure what that's all about. Let me get my mill gauge.
Okay.
The mill gauge measures paint film thickness.
Right.
Okay. So right around 4 mils will be factory.
Okay.
All right. Not very much less than 4 and not very much more than 4 unless you have like a 3-stage that would have more film thickness because there's more paint
Okay.
to achieve that type of a color.
I like the fact that this machine doesn't just give you visual information, but it also has
Audio.
some sound effects.
Yeah, it's really crazy. It scared me actually the first time I used it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm using this gauge to start far and then get closer to where I saw those sand scratches.
Right.
And if the screen is green, that's good. If it's yellow, kind of means the same thing as a stoplight.
Yeah.
Caution. If it's red and whoop whoop whoop, that indicates that there's body filler.
Body filler.
Body fill.
Didn't you just say that this is a brand new tailgate?
Brand new tailgate. Now this is, I have to say, parts come in damaged all the time. We choose to return them.
You don't use damaged parts.
No. We bought a brand new part. I expect it to be a brand new part. You expect it to be a brand new part. It doesn't mean that, there isn't a little ding or whatever the case. But generally, it should be able to be metal finished, so you can't see it
Right.
without using fillers and.
So we have a damaged part, a damaged gate that they've used filler, Bondo, if you will,
Yeah, that's an industry name for it.
and then sanded over it.
And it's a little thicker than maybe it should be according to the mill gauge.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Right? Why would they not just return it and get a new part in?
So here's, the shops that have agreements with insurers have lots of metrics that they have to obtain in order to stay in good standing and in some cases be more recommended, like higher on the list, like a Google ranking.
Got it.
And the more metrics you hit better than the other people, the farther up the list you go. That's my understanding. It's not really the arena I live in.
Is one of those metrics the amount of time that it takes from the point the car gets into the shop to the point where it's delivered?
Yes, and there's a nifty little name for that. It's called keys to keys.
Keys to keys.
So when you drop off the keys and when you pick up the keys.
Okay, that makes
and
sense.
it's rated by something called cycle time. How long does it take to cycle this car through the shop so you can get the keys to keys?
Right.
If you return a part because it's damaged and it takes another week to get it, well, that's going to lengthen the time of repair and lengthen the time from keys to keys.
Yes. And who?
So we'll just repair it.
Who frowns on that?
That's one of the insurer metrics that they rate the shop with. Now, one car is not going to skew it all that much, but what makes anybody think that this car was fixed any different than the car on either side of it sitting in the shop?
Right.
Or, I'm not looking to poo-poo it. It's just...
No, but this all goes to the bottom line here, Rob, and that is that all of these things that add up, there's more than 12 of them that we've already addressed.
Then there's way more than that we're still flushing out.
Right?
I mean, there's wrong bolts attaching stuff and stripped bolts and dirt in the paint that is... This car is not ready to be delivered, and it was delivered.
All of these things add up to a phrase that we are all too familiar with, but we don't accept here at Nylands, and that is industry standard.
Right, and we have many friends that would agree with this, and I'm sure you looking at the video of the things that you would not accept that either if you knew.
Right.
Anybody can see that there's a bolt not turned in and maybe the guy's having a bad day. It was a Friday repair or whatever you want to say. It was used to call the assembly line cars that were all just horrible at the dealership. That must have been made on Friday.
It's a Friday repair.
Yes, it's, let's get out of here for the weekend.
I even shot a little video, and I'll roll it here, of drips and dirt in the paint finish.
Lots. And that's not the way your car was before the loss.
No.
And what has happened here is this guest who had all the faith in the world in the process that their insurer has in place.
Yep.
And the shop repairing the vehicle now has to actually start over, but in a worse place and with a very short window before he and his family have to move.
Right.
And it doesn't seem to be going too swiftly.
No, it does not. We bring this to your attention because, just as Rob mentioned, what's to make us think that this car is any different than the one behind it or the one in front of it? We see it from a more macro perspective, and that is, what's to say that this repair or the quality of repairs coming out of this particular shop, and in our experience, many insurance partner shops, who cut corners to hit metrics that only matter to them, not to you.
Bad for you. Bad for you.
That's it.
Everybody wants their car back quickly, but they also want it back correct.
Yeah.
And I think they want it more correct than quickly. Because what good is quickly when now you're stuck in this particular situation?
Yeah. Here at this shop, we err on the side of correct instead of quick, right?
Yep.
And that's not to say we're slow. It is to say that there's one way to do it, and that's the proper way. And that's the point of this whole thing. You know, at the beginning of this this video, we asked you, was your car really repaired correctly? And you saw the spoiler and our alert. And so, Rob, thanks for bringing this to our attention.
That's what I have for us this week.
That's a lot. That's a lot. And it shouldn't be that way. Our heart breaks that we see this day in and day out off of industry standard repairs.
Yep.
You don't want an industry standard repair. You want
Not unless you want it like this.
a correct repair.
So,
Yeah.
happy Saturday to you.
To you,
My dear friends, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking with us. Hope you found this valuable. And I hope you have an amazing week. We'll see you next Saturday. God bless.